Say that again, Anth. Which skates did you like better, tours or missions?
I like the tours. I think
They're
I think
nice.
they came out nasty.
They did, but the mission skates are just a screenshot. You haven't like actually
Yeah,
seen them,
can't
so it's
really
hard to
tell.
tell you like the color. Okay. Well, welcome back to the RD and Roller Show. We got a podcast coming at you guys. We got a great one actually with the Colorado Cup boys. So, but first, before we get into that, my main man Ant. This is the first official podcast as an official roller dad.
Yeah.
Congratulations. How's
Nice.
it feel? Take us, I mean, don't take us through it, but
Yeah, it's
how was it and everything? How's the family doing? And how's little
yeah.
Dom?
So everyone's good. I think I jinxed myself because everyone's like, "Oh, you sleeping? You sleep?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Like he's been good. He sleeps all the time. He doesn't cry. And then last night was my first night in crying hell, and there was nothing I could do to get him to stop. And I was like Googling things, YouTubing stuff. Like I tried everything in my power to get him to stop, and then eventually, like probably like 3:30 in the morning, he stopped. I got him like in his little bassinet sleeper thing, and I went back to bed, and then boom, 4:35 wakes back up. He's ready to eat. So I was like, fuck. Kind of jinxed myself, telling everyone like, it's easy, whatever. Because I had to work at the rink on Tuesday, so obviously everyone's asking stuff to like, you sleeping? You sleeping? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. This is cake. And then I kind of jinxed it, but he's doing well. He's sleeping right now, thankfully. So we got some time to do a little pod,
There we
and
go.
got an interview coming up with the guys from the Colorado Cup, which you mentioned. And there's actually like we just did a pod a week ago. A ton has happened in a week in
Yeah.
roller. So like this season is like fast and furious, like
I feel
so
like this, I was just saying this the other day, is like it's a huge season for roller. There's just a lot of things going on, a lot of new stuff. Just a lot of pump, a lot of excitement, a lot of pump about it. I don't even know if pump's the right word, but just a lot of excitement about around it. So I'm excited. But Ant, you know, tragic news happened over the last couple of days. If you want to share kind of like thoughts, you're a little closer to
yeah.
Kenny Halverson. But just terrible.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we all saw the news about Mr. Kenny Halverson, Mr. the Big Dog, as we used to call him over here. Man, what a guy! Like he was like the first coach, I guess you would say. I filled in like playing tour road runners like way back. I think it was a tours regional at Skaters Choice in Jersey, and played with Max when he was super young. I think he was like 16. It might have even been like I forget what it was, but I'll never forget like championship game. Max is younger at that time, playing with the men, getting kind of like people are hacking and whacking, kind of go after him because he's nasty. And Mr. Halverson was like, go do something about that for me. And I was like, hell yeah. And I just wanted to do that for him. Just like went out, laid someone out. We went out winning the game and stuff. But like ever since that point, he was like such an advocate for me. So I always got really close to him. He brought Max down to Philly from like Central Jersey to play in our NERC leagues for a season. Like, so he came to every game, like sat there bullshit with the boys after the game. Like he was just a dude's dude. And he was like a New Yorker through and through. But like, even though he was like Yanks fan, like we always like were friends, like always super cool. It always like, kind of banter about it. So obviously, we wanted to send our condolences to his whole family. Max, I've played with him on, multiple occasions. So I've gotten really close with Max as well. Just like one of the nicest kids, and his dad was just a beauty, man. He was just an absolute beauty. And dude, it like hit me hard, like for real. It was tough hearing the news, and guys at the rank too, like, you know what I mean? Cause he was coming down a couple seasons playing in, with Max playing in our league. So just an awesome guy. I think everyone, State Wars had a really nice post about him as well. And just all the East Coast is definitely feeling it. Because he's definitely a person that's going to be missed amongst the not only the East Coast but the roller community in general.
Yeah, well, definitely well said. And I believe there is like a GoFundMe out
Yes,
there right now too.
and
Um,
shirts. Kraft just posted the shirts for
yeah,
fundraising as well. So get your hands on those because he's so worth like doing like helping out and helping that family out because they're just the humblest people in the world. And obviously, for Max, because he's the roller guy. He's our close friend. We've spoken with him so much. I text him all the time and stuff. So just feel for the kid. So obviously all the support from the community just goes so far.
Absolutely. And yeah, he'd always like chime in on the live streams, which were cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was always cool. And I even like, you just see some of the like the messages. He'd always like, send a message.
He loved it, dude. He loved
Yeah,
it.
loved it, loved it.
He
So
loved it, dude. And I
yeah,
love that about him. Like, is he just loved it when like got selected for Team USA. He texted me like congrats me. Like, dude, he was the best. He was just the
yeah.
best.
And that's like one thing like so we love like doing this just because people get to like get the inside of everything and you get to live vicariously just through something to be able to see other people, playing Team USA, getting to see like Max play and us just getting to have that interaction with him. Never met him, but just through like RDN messaging RDN, you could
That's
just
so
tell.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
so him, and it's so awesome that he was so involved and like just stayed engaged with it the whole time. Like just like looking at like DMs from him and stuff. Like
yeah.
buddy, like him just commenting on random stuff like throughout our
Yeah.
life. You know what I mean? He was just like and boom. And I got
Boom.
if I didn't say boom, like you wouldn't
Let's
believe me
run. Dude,
probably.
there's a
So
lot. But
yeah, he's just a great guy, man. So again, like just condolences to the family. So
absolutely. Well, let's move on over to Europe. So we got a this past weekend in Europe. There's a lot of excitement over in Europe, I'll say, with the Spain league just ended. Molina versus CPLV, we were talking about. That was a best of 3 game series. And Molina ended up winning in 2 games. They took it 2 games. Last game went to overtime, winning 5-4. And I honestly, we were talking. I thought
yeah, tell the
CPLV
story. Tell
had,
the story.
yeah, we
Yeah.
were talking, and I honestly had that. I thought they had it won because it was like 3 or 4 minutes left, and I went to go do something, and they were up, and I was like, okay, they're up. Like they're gonna win. I think I went to the store, and I got on my phone. You'd think you saw something on social media. I wasn't seeing anything, so I was like, oh, hour goes by, 2 hours go by, and I'm like, you would have seen like some stuff on there if like Molina would have came back and won, but I'm assuming CPLV was just, they're going to go to game 3. Molina ended up winning in overtime, coming back, winning in overtime. And it was none other than Chucky Slick and Mooney scoring it. I don't think that could have ended in any more, not Cinderella story, but any of a, you know,
Dramatic fashion.
dramatic fashion, but just the way it was won with those two, like, we've interviewed them. We've kind of like, they've taken over the account on different occasions, but they won the 4 cups in Spain, the Super Copa, the King's Cup, I believe it's called there,
Yeah.
The European Cup, and then now the League's Cup. Like, I don't know. It's hard not to say they're the best team in Europe, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like just they and not only that, they like have the best setup. Like they're like the goats right now of roller. And it was funny because when you texted me, I was coming home too, right? Like I think we were at the hospital coming back, and you're like, yeah, it's like gonna go to game 3. And then we got
Yeah,
there, you
I
texted
for
me
sure
that
thought it was
you're
game
like,
3,
what
but
the I mean, and it sucks, like being on the other side of things, like CPLV, like they had both really good games, like against them, right at the end of the day, and shout out to those guys and for busting
he
their
played like a
backs.
stud
Yeah,
too.
dude,
It's
he was getting peppered with shots at
Mhm.
points, like so. T just stood on his head, like, and he's been putting in so much work, so it's good to see that it's paying off for him. But just an unreal game, and it was kind of Maya culpa on my part because I thought it was the best of 1, but it was the best of 3. So -1 for me, take a lap, but in the previous podcast, but it was good. There was a game 3 because it gave us some excitement on that Saturday. So it was good to see, and like you said, I think they might be
There
the
was
best.
a game. There was no game 3. It was a game. They won
Well,
in 2 games.
best of 3, best of 3.
Yes.
So
Yeah. 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 That was nuts. And then, congratulations to them. That was absolutely huge. And I was talking to uh Chuck, Charles Baldwin, and I think we're gonna if the league's not. I don't know if we have to get it approved by the league, but approved by the club. If we can get it approved by the Molina club, Going to be looking at the new sticker sponsors of Molina. Roller Dad News, baby. So let's
Nasty.
go. Yeah.
In the
So
blue and yellow. In the
and
blue
the
and
blue
yellow
and yellow,
colors.
yeah. So I'll even like custom make some stickers where they're the blue and yellow, perfect. And I think we'll get him some shirts as well too. But I was talking to him, I was like, yeah, let's for sure do that. So
Yeah,
hope
maybe Epic Hockey and Pure Hockey can make them for us.
yeah, yeah. Hey, Epic Pure Hockey, if you're listening to this, yeah, copy that logo. But yeah, so huge shout out to them to Molina on winning the 4 cups, best team in Europe. I don't even there's really you can't deny that. So
Yeah.
moving on to the France League Pro League now. This final, it, you know, they've been playing Villeneuve and Rattel meet each other every single year, I feel like, right?
Yep.
And they do have, the best clubs, great goalies, very good core, I would say. They have a very good core. And that Rattel versus that for game one was insane. Back and forth, back and forth. And then Villeneuve ended up winning, taking game one, which was a just insane back and forth game. Just because
Yeah.
that rink forces you to play like just a weird way.
Yeah. It's so the game was weird because the first period I think was like 1-1 going into the second. Now longer halves, right? Like they played 25 minutes, so they're long games. But that was like it was weird. I think it was actually so it was 2-2 going into it, and
And they
then
like count up. It's so weird
yeah,
watching the
it
games. The
freaks me
games
out,
go
dude.
up like the time. I'm
Freaks
like,
me out. Uh,
um,
but I was talking to Fiala actually or messaged me on Instagram.
you guys boys.
Yeah, well, actually, he buried me at one of the world championships, and we went on the peeper and scored, but they won the game anyway.
He
But
sell these hard.
oh yeah, he loves his goals, and
Yeah, he does.
he had that backdoor
He
tap in.
loves his
He
goals.
loves his goals, man. He's him and Johnsko love their goals,
Who do
but
you think loves their goals the most in roller? Like who sellies the hardest in roller?
Blake Bennett's probably one of them. That
He
kid,
does selly hard. You're
he
right.
sells hard. Like
Who I'm
when he does the bench, like to dab up the bench, he stares at the other team's bench before if he's going opposite end. Like he stares at the other team's bench.
Crafty sellies hard.
Who?
PJ DiMartino sellies hard pretty
Yeah,
hard too.
yeah. He
I
sells
guess
hard.
it's the moment too,
Seamer, John sells hard. Like
Oh
he's
yeah, John
hard.
sellies really hard. You're right.
And every goal he scores is just a hard goal anyway.
Yeah.
Like him crashing the net. Like
Yeah, God. Yeah, I've always said John's like has to be one of the hardest players to play against in pro because
he's the Marchand of roller.
He
Like
comes at you so hard too and low. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be a good pull, a good silly pull.
Dude, that is a great idea. But Fiala is definitely one of those guys who loves scoring. And the game was good. Like I got to watch the second half of it too, which was like you said, back and forth, up and down the rink, small rink, so chaotic at times. And then Villeneuve gets
the shots are so chaotic when you watch replays. You're
just
like
everywhere. It's like from everywhere.
I was talking to Austin. I was talking to Cost. I was talking to him about the game and how just how different it is compared to roller here and there, and just always getting different opinions. Obviously, we hear this from everybody, but he plays a lot of heavy ice, and he says one thing that he thinks helps him a lot is that's his more traditional game is an ice style game because he grew up playing ice hockey, and that's kind of more what, in a sense, they kind of play with, like not dump and chase, but there's no not real organized roller like it is here, like the systems. It is kind of you take a shot on net, get it down deep, pass it back, kind of, So that's one thing that I do see, ice players like those Czech guys. That's why they excel in that so well.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're when just from playing against Czech, like those guys can sling the pill. Like they shoot from everywhere, and every time they shoot, it's a good shot.
He can sling the pill.
Sling the pill. It's funny. I have the Fiala his one goal on, and he's always pretty hard. Not to go back to it, but he jumps in the glass and takes himself out. So
he points at the guy and then goes
and blew a kiss.
Yeah, blew a kiss. They
like WWE shirt.
I got it. I got the guy that sells the hardest. It's the Italian dude. He goes like this.
Oh yeah.
It's like the thing. Yeah, the Viper.
Yeah, the Viper.
Yeah, it's like Ferrari. His last name is or something.
Yeah, Ferrari. Yeah,
I
think there's like a couple. There's like brothers. There's a couple of them, but
there's a movie about it on Netflix.
Yeah. That's actually good. But like, and one thing, we always talk about this with the League U Elite is that like they do like FMT does such a good job of just like
The goat.
catching all these moments of it, right? Like, and like just watch, even just if you go on their Instagram right now and just watch like the highlights from it, you're like, damn, this is a game I wish I would have watched if you did that.
Yeah,
Like
it is
it
cool.
was
I mean,
awesome.
they do the best out of all the leagues. They do better than Spain with covering it because you can watch every game live. With Spain, you kind of watch it on their like the home teams like YouTube, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
But League Elite does the best bar none. They just do a really good job at production with that type of stuff. So yeah, game two coming up this weekend on Saturday. Usually those games around 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Mountain Time. They're great games to watch. They're entertaining. The fans, they get crazy into it, and the game is in Rattel. So I think
Yeah.
Rattel's gonna probably have the upper hand on this game. Just they play so good at home. They're just a very disciplined team, and they play at home. Hard to beat them.
Yeah. I'm like, Koss had the game winning goal in
Yeah.
OT right there. And fans are definitely crazy in Villeneuve. And it's a tight spot and like has the full glass on the one side. So it's pretty cool. Like atmosphere. Rattel rink, I heard, is a tough rink to play at, right? And play on too. So Villeneuve's definitely gonna have their work cut out from them. Rattel,
And you got Siggy. I mean,
yeah, like they're gonna Rattel's gonna come at you, right? They're it's gonna be another battle. Like it's just how every one of their games are against each other, right? Even in like the games that may get out of hand, maybe 3-4 goal leads and stuff like that. When it does happen, they're still always super close somehow. So it's gonna be sick to watch. Actually, I got just me and little Dom on Saturday, little roller Saturday. I had him watching
damn.
Wish Cup, which I know we're
There you
gonna
go.
get into next, but I had him watching Wish Cup, so I'm pretty pumped for Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Wish Cup All Star game. It was kind of hard to. I tried to watch a little bit. But the All Star game, the Wish Cup. I think the biggest thing what they try to do is just get a lot of the celebrities out there, the influencers. And some of them do take it serious. Some people are having fun. You got Philippe Forsberg out there, Bobby Ryan. They're not going to go like 100, but then you got Nasher and Swaggy P. They're probably going to. The jerseys look sick. The jerseys
Yeah,
look gross.
jerseys
I love
rad.
that aspect. The teams were cool. You know what I hope they would do next year, maybe it would be cool to see is maybe like a fantasy draft, like a live draft. I know
Like the
hockey is
All-Star game.
hockey. Yeah, like
Yeah.
an all-star game. Hockey is
Yeah.
hockey does this. But maybe you turn that into the event on Friday nights and it's like the live draft where you actually get drafted, handed the jersey. I get the purpose that you want to have the numbers and
And
everything
names.
in
Yeah,
names.
yeah.
Who cares? One,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I mean, it is what it is, right? And at the end of the day, it's for the kids. It's for the Make a Wish Foundation and the kids there. The kids love
Yeah.
that. So it'd be
Yeah.
cool to do like a fantasy draft. But the Wish Cup All-Star game was sick. I mean,
Yeah.
shout out to Tidal Wave. Unbelievable job on there. So that was great.
Yeah, they like it was funny like seeing like Coach Chippy out there because I know you're a huge fan of him. And
Coach
like,
Chip.
yeah, he was like, and you saw him like there, post a couple things about it too. So it was cool to see that. And then you had, but I mean, just seeing Bobby Ryan back on the Blades was it for me. Like seeing him play, and you know how it is. Like you see the names on the rosters, and you're like, damn, were they actually playing? And then like
Yeah.
one of those guys that you're like, is he actually playing? And then he was actually there, and like it's funny the picture of him, Swaggy P, and Forsberg, like
He's
Swaggy
so
P.
small.
Yeah, just like and they're both big dudes, right?
Dude,
So
Philippe Forsberg's a monster.
yeah, he's
Holy
huge.
cow, bud.
Like you're watching him out there, and he's using like the Mars Blade training blades too.
Yeah, was he?
He's
Oh,
just like
I didn't look at his
yeah, he
skates.
was just like saucing pucks. Like I wonder if he like I would be interested to like hear what his thoughts were on like roller in general. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
we'll hit him up. I'm sure he'll
yeah,
want to come on the pod.
yeah, why not?
Yeah, Philippe, you played roller. You know what the roller dad news
Come
show
on,
is.
dude. Yeah, you know what it is.
Actually,
But
we're not as big as man.
yeah, then no, we're only the second biggest one. So
Yeah.
um but yeah, it was a cool event. I got to watch like I said, I was watching it with the little one, and it was his first roller experience, so I'll always remember that all-star game, I
There
guess.
you go. Yeah,
It'll be a first experience.
it was definitely a cool thing. And then two of Roadrunners versus the best shift hockey and the championship game. Best shift hockey had a low key very stacked team.
Yeah, for
Chavos,
real. Ma-
Seamer, Tyler Dale.
Matsushima.
Ma- Should I say his last name?
Yeah, go for it.
Matsushima.
Better than what you did before.
um, yeah, like they had a nasty team, and then they had Stefano Catilli, Mr. Huffy, in that too.
Yeah.
He played pretty solid. Played
Yeah.
pretty solid.
You know what? He actually started posting some things about roller. Like I just saw he put up like how to do roller toe ties because like that's a
Yeah.
huge struggle for goalies and rollers. Like
True.
how do you do your toe ties? So I saw he just posted on there. Another guy I saw on there, and I didn't know who it was by his real name on the roster release, is the Kazi.gg guy who like just started playing hockey out of nowhere and like has been documenting his progression. I don't know if you follow him on Instagram, but like I didn't realize that was him in the game. And then I saw him like posting all this stuff. I'm like, oh shit, that's who that guy was.
He's from
So,
Colorado.
oh, is he?
He
Okay,
lives in
yeah.
Colorado.
Gotcha.
Is
Yeah.
he
So
from somewhere like before?
no, I just like he just came up on like my my algorithm and I saw him like just posting stuff.
I think
Some
he
of
was
the
in the
stuff.
Legends game, but yeah, he's from Colorado. I've seen him post like quite a bit.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah, that was cool. I didn't know his name. I didn't see like I didn't notice his name on the roster, but then when I saw his Instagram link, I was like, oh shit, okay. And now I'm looking at his page. He does have a bunch of Colorado stuff on, so it makes total sense. But
yeah. Yeah, so Wish Cup was sick, was a great event to watch and everything. I know the live stream kind of was like here and there, but that's just, it is what it is. We're very particular on live stream. So, we gotta, great
and
job, Colby.
yeah,
And Wish
and
Cup.
Colby battling the weather. I know there was some
Yeah.
rough weather and stuff, so Colby battling the weather and just making it work. And
Very
and
transparent.
I was gonna say head on with it, right? Head on with it.
Headstrong to take you on.
Trapped.
Headstrong.
That should be the intro song for this pod.
Yeah. Dude, I used to Trapped, Headstrong used to go crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it used to go crazy.
Trust Company and Trapped.
State Wars, random thought. State Wars used to do goal songs, right? Or is that just me?
Yeah, they still do it.
They
Yeah.
still do it.
Yeah, in pro we did it. So ours last year for North Park was Sweetness, and I thought that's a sick goal song.
Sweetness by who?
Jimmy Eat World.
Oh, okay. How does it go?
I'm not gonna sing it. I'm not gonna sing it.
Mine would be Mr. I think the boys would be it'd be Who Let the Dogs Out, but it would probably be Mr. Bright.
Could you imagine Who Let the Dogs Out?
Who let the dogs? So
That would be nuts.
funny story. The demon. This is hilarious. Shout out to the Thunder, the Colorado Springs Thunder. A bunch of I ain't gonna get into it, but we just smack them around every time we play them in Pi-Ha. And so the Thunder, they're not a big fans of the dogs. Really just not a big fans of the boys down in Denver. And every time we go down there, they kind of we started the season. Our first game was against the Thunder. And they thought it would be funny to give us like a song to come out to. They're like, hey, what's your guys' like theme song? And we're like, I think we told them some like Lil Wayne song. I don't even know. It was some like I think Phelps said something like weird, or it was Joy. I think it was Joy. All of a sudden, we're standing there getting ready to go out, and they're go like we just hear, "Who let the dogs out?" And we're like, "Is this the song?" And they're like, "Yeah." We're like, "Fuck this,
dude!" What?
Went out there. We ended up scraping them 2-0, but it was just it was so.
I was gonna
funny.
say that's like a recipe for disaster for them.
It was because that's when we won the whole entire league. So thank you, Colorado Springs Thunder, for doing that.
Firing
Yeah,
the boys
yeah. It was funny though. The Who Let the Dogs Out skull, kind of like our theme song.
That's funny as shit.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think it's time to send it over to the interview.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, actually, last thing. Name the
Free
dates.
agent list.
Yeah, free agent leads. Free agent list. Free agent list. Free agent list.
Yep.
The already in free agent list presented by Hot Hot Hockey. Hot Hot Hockey. Check them out. HotHotHockey.com. You can check out their Instagram as well, or their Facebook. Jersey supplier. They also got some swag as well too. They're located in Southern California. But if you're looking for jerseys, looking for really, get your team outfitted, check them out. They are the proud presenter of the RDN free agent list, which is pretty cool thing we're going to start doing. This isn't just like a summer thing. This is going to be a year-round thing. It's going to evolve, okay? It's going to get better and better week by week, day by day. You've already seen a lot of progression on it. So we're going to really dial it in closer we get to summer once players get picked up and whatnot. But the purpose of the list is to help you find teams and teams find you. I strongly advise players to use that. Look at it. Hey, there's these teams looking for players. Reach out to them. Teams, if you're looking for players, reach out to them as well, too, the players. Another thing, no one's just going to, go find you and be like, oh, we want you. You got to do work too. Okay.
Yeah.
This
absolutely.
is a great resource for everybody. This isn't just, hey, I put my name on this list and I'm going to get picked up. That's sometimes, unfortunately, not how it works. So, kind of got to do some work, maybe build a team. I can tell you right now, you could build 3 or 4 teams with all the free agents. So, start reaching out to some guys that are in your, area that might want to play that look same skill level. Build a team. There you go. So,
there you go. And for the teams like looking for players, right, on the flip side of things, right, like do your research as well, right, like look these guys up, talk to them, see who they've played for in the past.
Yeah, you don't want to get some Joe Schmo that's like, yeah, I can play pro guy, and then he can't even skate.
And like if you think about it, like if you think, I was just gonna say, like we're talking to these guys from the Colorado Cup later, right? They talk about this a little bit regarding like the teams, right? Like understanding what team is a pro team, what team is a men's flat team. So just making sure that like if you are submitting it, put yourself in the right spot too. Don't say you're a pro player if you're not, or don't say you're a single leg player and the vice versa and you're a pro guy. Like don't sandbag. So just try to do your best. And with how accessible everything is now, video, highlights, all that kind of stuff. If you have that kind of stuff and you're communicating with the team, get that stuff in their hands, right? Make sure that you're sending them a video of, whatever it is, of live or whatever, so it's just a resource.
I mean, even a picture is your style, like, buddy, if
you could tell,
if you're rocking some, like, if you're rocking some CCM skates like I used to rock, we're not picking you up. Okay. So that's just how it's gonna go. And
like CCM skates, epic stick, like whatever, like you're
epic stick, yeah. If you're using it,
you're just not getting picked up, dude. Like
yeah, sorry, buddy. You gotta have a Bauer in your hand or a CCM. No, all jokes aside, use that. It's a great resource. I really think it's a really cool thing, that we're gonna do. It's gonna evolve. It's not just gonna last over summer. We'll do it in the off season. You could say maybe you need help finding leagues or something. We'll kind of transition into that. So bear with us.
Yeah.
Let us progress together.
And the other thing I'll just mention real quick, just because we've had a ton of like people put their info out there, a lot of submissions in the first like week or so. So if you don't see your name on there,
over 122 people.
Yeah. Like if you don't see your name on there, give us time to get it uploaded. There's no like true fast way to get it up there right away. So we're gonna
probably already got cut.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just kidding.
We're gonna try to do it weekly, get everyone's information up there. I know you're kind of managing that, and it's awesome. What I just started looking through the list too. Like we've got women putting their stuff in there as well for the women.
Yeah, we got a lot of we have all the way from 14, 16, 18, heavy adult, heavy pro.
And the biggest thing
and goalies. That's
huge.
So tomorrow, Friday, I'm releasing something. Okay. We're doing a featured players. I'm going to feature some players right now. Okay. At the top of my head that I know that are looking for a team. For goalies. If your team's looking for a goalie and you need a strong goalie, Daniel Brabick is looking for a team. Free agents playing in the Ligue Elite, Czech national team, world champion. He's played for Palma, Tours champion. Reach out to him. He's looking for a team. There's another goalie, Noah Vanderbeck plays over in Europe, plays in France. Great goalie too. He's looking for a pro team, platinum team. And then there's a lot of pro players or pro guys looking for teams. I know your friend Dan Dolan put his team out there.
That's Double D on there.
Looking for a D1 team and stuff. So there's a lot of different people looking for teams. So look on there. If your team needs somebody, maybe you see him in pro, but you're like, hey, like, do you want to play platinum? They're probably going to say yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Reach out to them.
The good thing is what we're seeing is that roller's growing. Like
Ant was on there and he already got picked up. See, he's already on his 10th team.
You know what's funny? So you put that. I saw that on there.
Hey, did he change the name?
I told Kimmy that, and Kimmy was laughing her ass off.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, that's about right for you. But it's funny,
Yeah.
like I'm looking at the list and I just see a bunch of people I know, like Alan Ruane. He lives in my area, lives in Florida now. He was Brazil's national goalie. The other Brazilian goalie, Lars, he's on there as well. So yeah, again, like you're saying, if it's a plat team, I'm sure these guys are looking to will play plat as well, right? A lot of
Yeah.
these European guys want to come over and just play in these tournaments, right? So at the end of the day, if you're a team looking for guys as well, this you need to leverage this and start vetting out your process, right? And you never know, you'll find
And if
someone.
you guys want me to be your agent, shoot, cash on me.
There you go.
Let me know how much you want to pay me, and I'll get you on a team.
Exactly. There you go. $10 a transaction.
Yeah, $10, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm like $300, and you're on a team.
And then real quick, do you just want to run over just
Event dates.
the tournament dates?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So obviously roller season is full board right now. We just had the Wish Cup to kind of kick things off. We got East Coast SummerSlam coming up this weekend on the East Coast, but sticking with the Nationals, and then one international event we'll mention as well. So Tours is going to be the first one that kicks off here, with Tours Nationals running from June 20th to June 30th at Advent Health Ice Center. Awesome facility.
What is that? The 10th time it's been, or it's the 6th year in a row?
It's been forever. I mean, I don't remember Tours that wasn't there, right? But sick facility. Like I love the bar upstairs. That's usually where I am after 4 games anyway.
They had to have signed a deal.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, last year was weird because I know that it was like when I stayed after for like vacation, the people like local people were saying it was the hottest like June it's ever been. So it was just a really rough last year, but still yeah, I know, right? Still sick facility. So Tours Nationals is going to kick that off. Then we got the IIHS Bohemian Series. So that's going to run from July 1st.
Palma's going to that.
Yeah, Palma's going to that. So that's going to be cool. They their first year last year, we were talking to Hosa, who's kind of spearheading that up there. I've played with him with the Shakers, not a big deal, another pro team, but that I played on. But just kidding. And so that's gonna be a sick event. He's another one who really like tries to make you feel like at home and give you your best bang for your buck in a tournament. And being in a different country is always just a cool experience. Then we got Narch Finals. Narch Finals looks like it's going to be huge. Darren threw up a little Instagram post the other day talking about the number of international teams, registrations, everything like that. So Darren looks like he's going to have a huge year out at Narch. That's going from July 11th through July 21st. And honestly, that's 10 days right there. So those days are going to be super long. So Darren's going to have a lot of work there with that one, managing all that. And then to kind of end things up here, as far as in the States goes, we have State Wars 20. So Kev Dwyer talked about the last podcast. Anniversary years are huge for tournaments. This one being the 20th anniversary. That's going to run from July 23rd through August 5th. So a huge stint there. And that's going to be in St. Peter's. And I know when you worked the event, you could probably talk about this. It was not just at the Recplex. There was other local facilities that they had to do games at as well because it was just so big.
Yeah, I mean, having it in St. Louis, it's a great place. I mean, you have like 100 teams from Missouri that play in like every division. It's just crazy. But they usually do it like Veta or All American. Around 20, 30 minutes around to that rink. But the rink setup that they have there is awesome. There's 3 rinks inside there. The one far rink, I believe it was Mars Blade last time. Still nice. You can view from up top and everything.
Yeah, it's just like view.
But each rink is just like that NHL size rink, which huge steel mat. So it's a really nice facility, which is always cool. A little hot, humid, but it's is what it is. It's roller, baby. Yeah, it is what it is. But the one thing that I do like about like each location, it's kind of like, Florida, going to Florida. You got the beach. You can take your family, right? That's awesome. I love that. You can go to California, same type of thing. It's Cali. It's a good time. Irvine's just kind of like one of those places that it's a roller's dream. Everyone like sees.
You need
Irvine.
to play there at least once.
Yeah, you're like, I played at Irvine. You're like, oh my god, I made Mecca. I can die. And then you get in St. Louis. I love St. Louis because that is like it's hard to say. Like you have Linwood there, right? But so many great roller hockey players and so many
Oh
people
yeah.
have lived there that played there. So it's like this has this like birth of like, really this generation of roller hockey. All these players, Greg Thompson, he went there.
Yeah.
And that just with State Wars, I'm just saying there's so many players we could spend like hours. Dwyer, he went to Linwood,
Yeah.
we could spend hours talking about all the alumni that went there. So I think that holds a true special thing to people because you get the boys together there and it's just like a unique thing. You got casinos, got some Midwest food. But yeah, it's a good place too. I like St. Louis. It's a fun
The
time.
the main arena is the best one, I think, for viewing roller. I think it's the
It is
perfect
the best.
size.
It is the best arena in
And
roller, hands down.
yeah. And it's got like both sides, and it's got the up top in the one corner, and the locker rooms are all huge. Like it's just the best. I think it's the best pro
Shut up.
like for viewing. Yeah, like
Yeah.
hands down. Like I thought when because I know it's funny. I think wasn't that the first year that they started using steel mat floors that State was the last time I was
Yeah.
in St. Louis? Because I remember my guys hopping on the rink being like, "What the fuck is this floor?
Yeah.
This is sick."
Yeah. We
So
were like playing on it. I remember I brought my gear when I was working and
yeah, yeah,
me,
when you put it down.
Trefty, Jace, we were all just skating. Trefty's trying so hard, and we were just like, dude, we're just playing 2-on-2. Calm down. And Trefty's like million miles per hour. Let's go. Let's go. Like, nah.
I played 30s with him. He definitely goes hard.
Dude,
So,
Trefty goes harder than anybody.
yeah,
He's good. He's good
hey,
though.
he's pretty
Trefty's
good, dude.
nasty. Trefty
He's
is
pretty
nasty.
good. Yeah, he's good. Like I remember the one year in Pi. Like,
Should we send it to the interview? We're just
yeah, we're just bullshitting. This thing.
we'll send it to the interview.
All right. Guys, welcome back to another edition of the RDN Roller Show. We got a very special one here today with a new tournament that's making its footprint in the roller scene, the Colorado Cup. So we have not one, not two, not three, but four guys from Colorado Cup on the podcast today. We have Connor, Max, Danny, and Levi. Boys, it's a pleasure to have you guys on this podcast. Very excited to talk about some of the things you guys have already been discussing regarding the tournament. So first and foremost, anybody can kind of take this one. How's everything going so far? How excited are you guys to get this thing off the ground?
Yeah, we're super excited. It's great to be on, and thanks for having us first off. But yeah, we're super excited. It seems like we're getting some headway, and we have some fun things planned for 2025.
Awesome. So we were talking about just kind of like the guys involved. Obviously, you guys have a nice big team here, which means you're going to be able to do a lot of things with the tournament itself. So we're just going to start kind of sauce it around to each one of you. Connor, tell us a little bit about your hockey background and how you got involved with the Colorado Cup.
Yeah, definitely. Started out at a pretty young age, playing on the pond and kind of enjoying what Colorado has to offer, and then started dipping my toes into the roller scene, specifically playing against Rob. I think back in the Tour Stallion days, I was playing with the Kodiaks. And then kind of from there, we started playing together with Prowlers. I had the opportunity to go play.
Dude, you can't just like skip over Kodiaks. I mean, Kodiaks, we dominated Kodiaks. We had a nasty 16s and 18s team with Kodiaks.
That's a good point. That's a good point. We did have a fucking nasty team. You're right. It was, I liked our rivalry more than playing Kodiaks with you because it was always a heated game when we were playing against each other.
It's just weird how Colorado works like that now. And like, we'll talk about it later in the Colorado Cup with just different players now playing with each other. But growing up, like, you just always played against each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was fun. It was a heated rivalry. Obviously you guys are familiar with Fromm and rest in peace to him, but we had that heated rivalry with Fromm and Yoder and John Bovee, and then we all ended up playing with each other. And it's beautiful how the hockey world is so small and you end up playing with one another. And now we're playing against each other again, and it's fun. It's a interesting circle. But yeah, specifically with Colorado Cup, I'm kind of operations, finance. I keep Max and Danny online when they go around trying to spend too much money.
You need one of those guys.
Yeah. But I'm kind of on the back end. Danny and Max are really, I'll throw it over to Danny here, but those two are more kind of the face and into the day to day and on the rink side of things.
Perfect. So we have Danny and Max together, right? So So what about you guys? How'd you get started in hockey? It looks like you guys have some pretty good roots in the ice hockey side of things too. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about how you guys got started with this idea?
Yeah, you want to take it?
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, so I'm from Colorado originally. Played hockey here and then ended up moving to Canada. Played for the Notre Dame Hounds. Went there for 2 years and then bounced around. Ended up playing juniors in Ontario, and then played Canadian college for 3 years, and then did a little stint in Europe. And then yeah, I loved it. I was a defensive defenseman, no hands guy. So
I mean, you're huge, dude. Like you just
Just eating pucks.
yeah, eating pucks, just doing whatever I can, scratching and clawing. But I really wish, and I got introduced to roller hockey actually fairly recently, when I moved back to Colorado, and I like started playing, and I was just like, you have so much time and space, and it's only 4 guys, and it's the opposite of what I played on ice hockey, and I just loved it. It made the game fun. And Connor and Seth Swenson, who also founded Colorado Cup, he got me into it, and man, it's been a blast so far. So go ahead, buddy.
Yeah. For me, yeah, I'm just from New Jersey originally. Grew up playing, East Coast.
Where I live.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I hear tournament, and I know that you're from the East Coast.
Yeah, I'm from Philly, live in Jersey now though. So
Okay, yeah. When I moved out here 2 years ago, I was saying tournament. Everyone's like, "What, dude?" I'm like,
tournament.
yes, I just gotta like kind of fit in with everybody else. Now I'm saying it the proper way, I guess. But yeah, no, from Jersey originally. Played youth hockey my whole life in Jersey for the Youth Devils. And I honestly never played organized roller. I always had a pair of roller skates, always played in my driveway with my little brother. Always wheeled around. We would go like the big parking lots and toss around a green biscuit, like just really super casual fun. But never organized roller. And for whatever reason, I don't know, I just never crossed into that circle, into that world. But yeah, played juniors and then was fortunate enough to play at Maine for 4 years. And then after that, played a year in the minors, which was fun up in the East Coast in the Southern Pro League. So kind of bounced around there. And yeah, shortly after that, career was over. COVID kind of happened and saw the trajectory of my career and was like, I think it might be time, to look at other options. Exploring other options.
Yeah, playing in the spaghetti will do that to you, man. The spaghetti's no joke. All those 14-hour bus. I'm with you, dude. Like 14-hour bus rides.
Honestly, like unbelievable experiences, all of it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. But it just was that point where I had to kind of really dig deep and see if this was something I wanted to keep pursuing. And sure enough, was decided move on and was fortunate enough to get the opportunity to coach at Maine. Was one of their volunteer assistants. Did a lot of their skill development stuff there.
Nice.
So learned a lot under the new coaching staff. Completely new from who I played under, and then wanted to move out to Colorado, just kind of get out of the East Coast and try a different lifestyle. And was fortunate enough to start working at an academy here with Okanagan. So I've been doing that full time for 2 years, doing my own skill development stuff, and been fortunate enough to meet Connor and Max at the start, and obviously Levi I've met in my time here. But Connor and Max have kind of made this place feel like home, especially being hockey guys and being from here. So yeah, we kind of all got together and decided to start this thing, and roller's been such a cool introduction to a different world of hockey that I think is just like so underutilized in ice hockey. And I was someone that specialized my whole life. So I think it's cool to see how we can like merge these worlds. And that's kind of like, we'll go into that more later, but it's been cool to kind of get introduced to the roller world and get deep into it and see, how Connor really grew up and all these guys playing roller. So it's been fun.
Don't let Connor fool you. He didn't say a lot about his resume, but Connor was playing with Verzone in Europe, and they just went to the semifinals with who Joey D plays with and Frankie play with right now. He's played for Saddleback. I mean, he's won some titles, so he's a very nonchalant. He doesn't say a lot, but Connor has a resume.
He also didn't mention you battling and you probably chirping him because we know.
Hey, are you serious? Me and Connor, we could have a whole entire podcast about that, dude. Connor usually on my team would just tell me, Woodsy, shut the fuck up. All right. So
you're not the only one. He usually tells me that too.
There you go. And then we got last but not least Levi. So you've been waiting to tell us a little bit about yourself here. So Give us a little bit about yourself. Avs fan, obviously, with those pennants in the background. I haven't seen a pennant in forever, man. That's kind of sick.
I love
To
it.
be honest, I
Yeah,
haven't seen one of those in
funny
forever.
story about that is like, well, first off, I'm like kind of the latest addition to the crew. I met these guys a little bit ago, but I'm super fortunate to have. It's been like I grew up playing ice hockey, and I just played a bunch of other sports. Never really, I didn't have the success in my career that these guys did. But once I just kind of bounced around in other sports. Never really had time for roller. But that pennant actually, not that one, that one. I got 2001. I was born in 2000. My parents took me to a Stanley Cup final game and we won it. And they got me one of those
That's
like,
wild.
silly foam hockey sticks, like
Oh,
those
yeah.
stupid foam ones.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with it. I was like 18 months old, and I've just ever been an Avs fan ever since.
Nice.
Winning it
Actually
in 20,
sick.
22 was unreal. Like
Yeah,
kind of
those are
waited 20
sick.
whole years. So I
That's
had to get the exact same pennant. Like
Gotcha.
it was the only piece of merch that I bought. But yeah, I grew up playing hockey on the ice, and kind of once high school ended for me, I was kind of ready to call it. Looked at a couple like, NA3, extend the career,
There you
boost a
go.
little bit with some fellas, but to me it just didn't really seem worth it. Kind of wanted to get on with that next phase of life, and I didn't really think I wanted to do college, and then COVID happened and I knew I didn't want to do college. So I started filming like some of my old high school teams games, and they happened to win national championship that year. They won state that year, and like
East,
yeah, Denver East High School.
Joe Capra.
Yep, that
Oh,
kid. Joe.
Nasty. Oh yeah, I
Dude.
did some football stuff for him.
Yeah,
But
that kid's unreal at like everything he tries.
oh yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, so I made a video for them and then went to their banquet. Their coach, who's like a good family friend and was my coach for about 15 years, he asked me and my brother if we wanted to pick up coaching on the JV team. So now I just coach high school hockey, film a bunch of sports, and that's how I ended up getting linked up with these guys. Is one of the East kids who plays roller at the Colorado Cup stuff kind of sent them my info, and we linked up. And ever since, I've kind of been like, I'm a smaller guy, and so I started watching this roller stuff, and I was like, this is made for me. Like way less room. Everyone's dangling. Like if you got good hands, you're gonna be all right. So like I kind of like quickly was like, dude, where have I been this whole time? Like,
Yeah.
this is like it's fun. I'm excited to explore and maybe combine the two worlds.
Yeah, I think we were talking right before you guys came on. We are just talking about like, Roller Dad News. We do social media, and your guys' social media so far, and I know you've done a lot of the videos and everything, has been like spot on. It's like you want to be there, and that's something that you guys have done really good. So I guess to start it off, I know you guys, got to know all of you guys. Where did the Colorado Cup start from? Where was the whole idea from it? And if one person wants to answer this and take this, but what was the initial all right, this is why we're gonna start it?
Yeah. I think, and Danny's probably he always has a good explanation of this. So I'll probably toss it off to him. But honestly, such a cliche story. We were at Stoney's Bar and Grill, just having a few pops, and on the back of a napkin, like we just wanted to start something that's like just unique, and just different than everything we've seen. Like, and ice hockey, it gets really serious, especially for kids, and even like I don't know, you go on Instagram and you see you guys swinging sticks at each other and stuff. It's just like even in an adult league, it's like we just want to make a fun environment. It's friendly, like good community. But yeah, I'll toss it off to Danny to kind of talk about just what sets us apart, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, like Max was saying, it did start in the back of a napkin at Stoney's, but I mean, we just were kind of just talking over some beers one night about how I guess hockey has always been the same, and I'm coaching full time. Hockey is everything, and it has been everything for the past 30 years of my life, basically. So, but I haven't seen much of, I guess that changes the word, like from my experiences, you show up and you play your games. Hopefully you go to the championship, whatever, and then you leave. You have your team block in the hotel room, whatever the case is, and it's everything's the same. But again, me coming from the ice world, I'm not sure if a lot of you guys know or remember, but like the Quebec tournament, like the brick tournament, like as much as like it's roller and ice sometimes, like everyone knows those events and there's a reason for that. And so we were just kind of talking one night. We were why can't we make things like that, but all the time? And how can we create something like that? And a lot of it has to do with the player experience and the people who go to the games, that experience. I mean, first game in Quebec, we were playing against the home team, the Quebec Citadels, and it was like 12, 13,000 fans, and I'm 13 years old, 12 years old. You know what I mean? But then you leave the game and like you're signing autographs and like it's just a cool thing. Like you don't remember. I got like 3 shifts that game. You know what I mean? But it was still one of the cool experiences
There's
of my
like
life. You know,
22 guys on the roster. Like,
yeah, it's like they just put me in there. They're like, all right, Perez, like go get your shift and get off. Hurry up. Whistle blows. I was right off the ice. But like, yeah, that's kind of where this whole thing stemmed from is how can we make events similar to that or like that, but for all ages. And obviously we're in the adult world now playing and men's league and all that stuff. So how can we kind of replicate that? So that's kind of where it all started, is just making the events cool, making the events fun, like really truly having an enjoyable experience that makes you want to just stay, not play your game and then leave. And also meeting Connor and, getting a bit of a taste of the roller world and seeing everything that goes on in that world and how like I don't know about it and I've been playing hockey my whole life is insane to me, and trying to like bridge that gap, because I do feel that like truly roller can get players so much better at ice and vice versa. I think it allows you to shift your perspective, gain new skills, meet new people, have a different experience with hockey than, we all know like it's getting so serious. Everyone's specializing super young, but I feel like if you just want to be an ice guy, you can go play roller and have some fun with your buddies, get better, and like it's super carefree, it's fun. And then if you're a serious roller player and want to mess around on the ice, like I feel like there should be a bridging of the gap finally. And I think that they can feed off each other, and it's cool for me to see. So how can I make that, more cohesive with the kids that I work with, and, utilize Colorado Cup to do that basically.
It's funny you say that, because we just posted a video on RDN about with Bobby Ryan interviewed, talking about roller and ice and the collaboration, right? And how he feels like, well, one, he talked about when he was younger, he was like roller more than ice. Now he saw his career kind of take him the ice route, obviously, because there's the NHL and all these other leagues, right? He said that roller, he felt like roller translated to ice more than ice translated to roller. So exactly to your point, with you guys trying to bridge that gap between ice and roller, is really, really kind of a cool and unique idea. And, just from like what you guys are saying, overall, you want to make this a very fun experience. And Connor, since you were the one, it sounds like you have a lot of roller background, right? So
he's a lot. Dude, he's an OG lot dog. He's not.
Yeah.
He's bluffing a lot, dude. He's a lot dog too.
He was too humble. He was too humble in like his like approach to it. So I don't know. So we'll get it out of him. But Connor, like, did you always find that roller helped your ice game? And and now it's like brought you in this new position, right, with running this tournament. So did you always feel like that kind of did have better translation?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny because I really saw my game start to develop when I was playing pond hockey. Like I was playing organized ice hockey. I was not that great. I was doing okay, wasn't making high level teams. And then I just started having fun on the pond with my friends, started to develop a little bit better. And then to Levi's point, I wasn't very big when I was younger. So I was like, I'm just going to give roller hockey a go because there's no hitting, there's more time and space. And then as soon as I kind of put those 3 puzzles together, that's when my ice hockey career started to get better. That's when my roller hockey career started to get better. I mean, Rob can attest to this. I was 5'5", 5'6" up until I was 16, 17 years old. Was not that great at roller hockey. I was always on our, B level or the single A level roller teams for Kodiaks. And then 17, 18 rolled around. I started to dive into all 3 kind of areas of hockey, and everything kind of took off for me. Things started to click. I got to go play college hockey at Saddleback, like Rob mentioned, and then everything just kind of, unraveled from there, if you will. But yeah, that connection I think is really underappreciated, if you will. My brother is 14. I'm having him play roller during the summer, ice during the winter, and you can tell that it is extremely helpful for him on either side of the stick. And it's surprising to not see more kids utilize that. And I don't think kids know that roller hockey is such a beneficial tool to take the next steps for ice hockey or vice versa.
Didn't Bedard grow up playing roller hockey?
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
pretty sure
Yeah.
he rips. There's like a story of him, like his family went to Hawaii and he
Yeah.
like refused to do anything. He just brought his blades and his street puck and just went up and down the hills the whole time.
Yeah. So he's actually probably playing he's probably not playing this
I
season.
think he
but if
played.
you go-
Yeah, I think he played last night.
I don't.
2
I
nights
think that was
ago.
an old clip. But on
Ah.
YouTube, you go to North Shore
Mhm.
Inline Hockey League, and
Yeah, I've
you
seen
can.
those.
Yeah, and he's played since he's a kid. He went to like Narch,
Mhm.
and it just attests to your skill. Even like Kenton Johnson, another player in Columbus, same exact
And
team.
those kids are all like not huge, but so calm with the puck in the big show around all these big guys. Like,
Yeah,
something's got to be causing it.
yeah, absolutely. So Levi, I know you do a lot of the film and stuff.
Yeah.
Was this your first roller tournament?
Yeah, 100%.
And what was your view like on it? Like compared to like, shooting ice to roller, was there like at first you're like, I might have to adjust something, or did you like, oh, I got this is similar, or was there any adjustment for you, or is it kind of like this is just a different game? So I just
I'd say the only adjustment is when you get into a pinch in the corner, guys just send it all the way back. Like there's no worry about going off sides. So like I wouldn't expect that. I'm like, oh, the puck's back in the D zone now. I gotta go. But like other than that, everything moves just the same as hockey. And like I was showing my buddies clips, and like they had some like an AHL guy there this week last tournament, and I was showing my friend a clip of it, and he didn't even know it was roller until I told him. I was like, yeah, dude, look at his feet. Like
yeah.
it all just looks like ice. Like they move the same fluidity. Like it's the same. The puck flies the same, which is like something that people just can't comprehend for some reason if they're outside of the game. But it's all pretty much the same to me, other than like the gameplay and the game style. Like there's a lot more like almost like lacrosse when you kind of sit back and quarterback the play a little bit in the back end and then kind of feed it up and have guys cutting through and do stuff like that. But other than that, I didn't find much of a challenge to switch over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always wonder that with just, shooting and just kind of just
Mm-hmm.
seeing a different perspective and things. So just, interesting to hear. So boys, I really want to talk about this big announcement you guys announced about a week ago now. So you guys are doing for the next Colorado Roller Cup next May. You guys are doing a 10K cash prize. What made you guys want to go like, we're gonna go big. We're not gonna like kind of ease maybe to 5 to to 10K. And I know we've talked, about some other things going on that you guys want to do too, leading up to that. But what made you guys just want to make this big boom in like the roller world for that, that 10K? Because I can tell you right now, like you can see who sends it to people and like how many. That thing went everywhere. So you guys definitely made an impact.
Yeah. No, we wanted to, we just saw where Colorado Roller is, and the skill is serious here. So, we just wanted to kind of expand on that too. And we know that, there is a market here for sure. And we just wanted to bring an event here that is, second to none. And we know, Rob, you saw saw the Colorado Cup. It's just, we just try to make a production and make it worth the value. And we wanted to kind of expand and make it well known across the U.S. We want to get some of the best roller players here to play in it. And how do you do that? Like throw up some money.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like having said that, like the skill is second to none. Like these players deserve to get paid, it's for the love of the game too, right? So we understand that, and we want to reward guys too. So that's pretty much our thought process there for sure. So
Good incentive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a great incentive.
Good incentive to sign up. And one of the things that keeps coming up that you guys are saying, and I think is pretty cool, is the fact that you want to make it worth your bang for your buck, right? So if you're putting a team fee entry in, right, you want to make it so. I think Levi, you had mentioned this. Like I remember in ice hockey tournaments, You'd go play your game. You go back to the hotel room, play knee hockey, play mini sticks for, however long, right? And you never were back at the rink until you had a game again, right? I think what's cool about roller and what people go to their first roller tournament, you always see people lingering around the rink watching the next game, coming up 2 games early to watch it. And it sounds like you guys are really going to drill down into that. With the fact that you want to make it a fun event, you want to make it worthwhile staying, whether that's with and we're going to get into some of this now with like just focus on the community, charitable type of stuff, things like that, right? You guys want to make it an event. So when you're going there, it's not just like, hey, playing my game, then we're going out. Like, we want to come and we want to watch the next pro game. We want to watch the men's single A game. It doesn't matter, right? It sounds like you guys are really focusing on putting on a show, right? Not just hosting a tournament, which, sometimes, we've all been to bad tournaments where you go there and you're like, this is dead. There's no vibe. There's no atmosphere, right? And it sounds like you guys really want to drill down into that. And I think, some of the things that you're doing with the community involvement seems like it's going to be a big part of this Colorado Cup. So what are some of your initiatives with that as far as like giving back to the community, doing charitable donations, things like that?
Yeah, I can jump on this one. I think
finance guy figured was going to jump on that one. Just saying. I was looking at you, hoping we were locking eyes on that. Yeah. So just had to throw that out there that I knew this was the question for you.
I gotta make sure that Danny and Max don't jump on
Connor,
this.
Connor, let me take this one. So.
Yeah. We need a 40K. We need 40K for this.
I was gonna say we can up this to 90K.
Yeah, I mean, to Max's point and to kind of our whole theme is I love all the tournaments that we go to. I love going to Narch. I love going to tours, state wars, and I've loved them since day one. But I think the one thing that I've noticed the last 5 years is we go to these tournaments and they've lost a lot of the stuff that I remember as a kid. I remember going to these tournaments and that they'd have the guy with the giant jewelry table and the pins and the rings and like
pin lady.
Exactly.
Shout out Okada's mom.
Yeah.
The photo guys there. We got apparel. We got freaking the funnel cake guy, ice cream, Dippin' Dots, like all this stuff. And it was just this giant production. It was fun, like fun memories when I was a kid. And then now I'm going a little bit older. I took a little bit of a hiatus from roller, but going out to Narch, going to tours, and I'm like, man, where'd this stuff go? I know a lot of it probably came from COVID, trying to pinch pennies. I completely understand all that, but we wanted to bring a fun atmosphere back. And so the way that we did that is let's utilize our contacts. Let's try to leverage our contacts and get some people in and make this fun. And I think the big thing that I want to touch on is like, this is an event for players. We want to reinvest in the players. We want to reinvest in the fans. We want to make sure that they're having a great experience. So keep team entry fees low. That money goes back into the pot for the players, and we throw our opening night party for the guys. We have a team barbecue for everybody to partake in the afternoon. We partner with Downhill Brewing our last tournament, which was great. We had a little afternoon beer pizza session. Like everybody loved it. They thought it was great. Obviously, you guys know Ryan Bernat. He's the man. He gave us some great discounts. Everybody was extremely ecstatic. And then the one thing that we noticed both tournaments really the last 2 years is we had a giant group of spouses, parents, kids, fans. Like we had a lot of people staying to watch these games, and we were like, we got to utilize that. We don't want them to just sit around and watch hockey. And if they do, great. But if they don't want to, let's give them some stuff to do. And Parker Fieldhouse is a great place to do that. Lots of stuff to do, lots of open space. So that's kind of our thought process of trying to get, make this more fun for everybody, not just the players.
Do you think it's an advantage that you've played roller, California and Europe, here in Colorado? Do you find that an advantage because you've kind of seen different things and how things maybe should be operated, Connor?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we can kind of pivot here a little bit, but like you guys are aware of all the Euros and those tournaments, like they treat it like it's the NHL for them. Like it was absolutely wild. The first year I went out there, like I'm shaking hands with the mayor. They rolled out a legitimate
babies.
Yeah, legitimate red carpet to like this theater, and we're shaking the hand with the mayor, and they're like trying to teach me French on the spot, and I'm like, what is going on right now? Like this is absolutely wild. And I was younger, I just kind of thought it was a joke, if you will. And now looking back, I was like, that's they take it serious. Like that's their thing. And then we come back to California, and California is like the promised land of roller hockey. And it's amazing how many teams and how many kids play. And you had the Pro Beach Roller Series, all that stuff. Colorado and all these kind of central states and even the East Coast, I think it was just more of it's an off season thing. I'm just going to play during the summer. And I think kind of our vision here with Colorado Cup is like, I do see roller hockey becoming more of a staple sport. I think we need the right people getting involved. I think some of the people that have been doing this forever are just getting burnt out and they're tapped out. And we need that new generation, the Robs, the Maxes, the Dannys, the Levi's, myself, to kind of pick up the torch here and run with it. And that's kind of my thought process, that we can do it. We've got great minds to make this thing become a lot bigger than it is and make it like Europe. I mean, they have cheerleaders, they got videographers, they sell out stands, they're selling beers and pops in the stands. Like, why can't we do that? It's not that tough to do, but it does require a big team, which is why we got 4 people sitting here talking to you guys.
Yeah, it takes effort too. And one thing that you guys have definitely done is effort. I remember the Colorado Avalanche did a roller hockey night, shout out Connor Bedard against the Chicago Blackhawks. And you guys had a booth there set up, and you guys, like you said, you do the mix between ice and roller, and it's a great crossover. So, talking about putting the effort into, it's something that you guys definitely do. And I don't think it like goes unnoticed. Danny, got a question for you. Are you getting into roller? Are you playing roller any? Or what's up?
I played in my first drop in, what was that, 3 weeks ago?
Okay.
I had a blast. And I'm just like, yeah. So my thing is, I just got to I wear Trues.
Okay.
And I'm pretty loyal to True. So I'm scared to jump to like the softer boot.
I hear you.
So I want to go and get a whole new setup and go Trues with Mars blades from what I've been kind of directed. Being like the ice guy, kind of that's where you want to start and then eventually make your way into whatever you feel comfortable with. So yeah, me and Connor had a couple conversations earlier today actually about potential signing opportunities.
There we go.
Well,
there we go. I like it. I like it.
I'm definitely in the works of getting set up. So yeah,
Danny, you gotta bring up the story that you had before while we're getting dressed in the locker room after a couple beers Saturday night. What you're telling Max and I?
Yeah, I said I was gonna eat. I was like, and mind you, I just love to talk. I'm from the East Coast, so I just like to run my mouth. But I was like, first roller game tomorrow. Like, I'm not really feeling that confident. I'm getting 8 goals. Like, no problem. I'm getting 8 goals.
Then you're like, how do you stop?
I hop out and I see like the 5-minute buzzer, like the 5 minutes are like left in our drop, and I had like I think 1 goal or 2 at the time. I'm like, I gotta giddy up. I did not pass the puck once, and I was finally figuring out how to like turn, but I was just ring turning around the whole way, just like banging my stick for the puck, getting it, just firing everything. So I ended up getting a 7, so I lost the bet. But yeah, no, it's I'm definitely gonna be getting into roller, and I want to try and get it in a more organized fashion than just playing in the driveway or playing drop-in. So yeah, you'll see me out there.
There we go.
These dudes are like, yo, who's this dude beaver tapping on the rink? You can't
exactly.
Like, what's going on? Like,
yeah, what's the deal?
Dude's got 6. What's he doing out here? It's dropping.
Yeah, I'm debating on the no half shield or full cage bubble. I don't know. I need some guidance.
Roller, dude, it's so weird. Roller's just crazy.
A lot of people in roller go bareface, and I think I went 1 game, little quick story, not to get too distracted here. I went 1 game bareface, got hit in the eye, 14 stitches, broke everything on my face. Like, so yeah, keep it on, brother. Like, it ain't worth it.
He's like, all right, cool, man, I got you.
Like, if there was anything to sell you on not going bareface, and a lot of guys do it in roller. It's weird because I think they think like the lighter puck, like, it's not going to be that bad if I get hit, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But dude, shit happens. Like, things ricochet, can deflect, whatever it is. So I was more afraid, like, when I got hit, I was like, damn, my dad's gonna fucking kill me. Like, this hospital bill and everything is gonna be nuts. So
what's your guys' suggestions for a guy who's I'm sure there's gonna be we're trying to bridge the gap. Like, if I'm a guy that just fully played ice, like, what Connor gives me advice too on what I should do, but what do you guys think, like, just getting into it, how to really get after it and do it the right way?
Anth, what do you, I mean,
was
you,
gonna
you
say-
play ice a lot too. Anth plays a ton
Yeah.
of ice.
So I would say one, if you're gonna do the Mars blades, get the R1s. Don't get like the training ones, right? Because they're just gonna be too heavy for you. So get the R1 chassis. I was just having this conversation with a dude in my area. He wants to transfer over to. He's like using a traditional chassis. He's like, dude, I'm horrible. What's going on here? So he's getting the R1s. I would say another thing is, if you do buy like a cheaper pair of skates, just use them outside and skate as much outside as you can. You'll be amazed, just like wheeling around your neighborhood or whatever it is. Like you'll be amazed how much better you get at skating just from like skating outside, because one, you're dealing with like the elements outside, sticks, rocks, all this other crap kind of going. So I would say just skate as much as you can outside. And then when you're playing, like listen to guys like Connor, right, who've been around the game, Mac's been around the game, like listen to those guys, because I think Levi mentioned it. Like it was probably crazy the first time Levi's filming. He's like, why the hell are they throwing it all the way back in their own zone? Like, what is going on here? This is nuts. Like, you would never do that in ice, right? It's a cycle, it's a dump, it's a chip, it's off the glass and out. Like, so I would say just like listen to the guys around you, because it is a little bit of a different game. And this was actually, it's funny you mentioned this, because I was going to say, like, to any of you guys, do you think roller could be kind of a standalone sport in itself, right? Like a lot of people, you had mentioned it, like roller became this off season, this summer thing, right? And now I think because of all the names attached to roller hockey and all these guys you're hearing that played roller growing up, it's starting to be its own thing again, which is really cool, especially in Colorado, right? It seems like the scene's picking back up. Even when we did our tournament last year, like the community came out and supported the hell out of it. So do you guys think that roller could be like eventually like a standalone sport?
Yeah. No, I think it definitely can be. And I think part of that is it has to be a little more viewable maybe. But I mean, the community in Parker, I mean, those people will come out for sure. And that's why we drag different vendors and things to kind of attract that. And it's just a cool environment to get people to watch. But yeah, I mean, I think and Rob, we talked with Rob about like maybe some rule changes too, just to like, see what we can do to like make this more viewable and change things up and kind of make it different, make it fun. Yeah, just try to make it more as viewable as possible. And I think with the right ideas and the smart minds around that we have here, I mean, it definitely can be for sure its own thing, which would be awesome.
That's great to hear.
I know we were talking about the rule changes, and that's something where we used to do this thing a lot during the summer. We'll probably do it again. But it's a great resource for a lot of people. But we used to do Hot Take Tuesday, and it was really just like anything about roller. It could be like from the skates to the rules. And the rules was always an interesting thing because people would get like heavy into a shot clock, heavy into like some people think offsides should exist, like just some random stuff. But shot clock was like a huge one at past a certain point, which made sense in a way. But is there any rules that you guys kind of like, hey, maybe we'd love to take into account?
Yeah, I mean, not any rules specifically at this point. Like, we don't want to be changing the game too much, but at the same time, we do want like the rules. Like, it's definitely when you're doing your own thing and you're offering 10K up, like it's an opportunity to.
It's your money.
like,
You can do whatever you want.
do like let's make this what we want to make it. So I mean, we are creating a committee with roller guys and ice guys all over. We've got guys from New York. We got guys from Minnesota. Like we got some ice guys from Toronto that still play professionally, and we're just trying to create a cool and California as well with Connor and his connections, and we're mixing ice guys that play roller and hardcore roller guys, and just like come up with cool ideas and see how we can make this game better and more viewable and more fun. Like we have like I said, there's no changes that are for sure going to happen, but I mean, it is like something for sure to think about, and we can test it and see where it goes. But yeah, I mean, Rob, I mean, you guys have the great ideas, right? So we need guys like you to just like chime in and give your ideas, and we can put our brains together and come up with a good product.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just like one thing about starting your own thing. And when we were younger, there's just so many tournaments here in Colorado. CCIS, Top Cat, Six Pack, like the list just goes on of all these different, and it's nice to see now, like, it's just a start. When we threw a tournament last year called the Mile High Showdown, I think it was like a week or something, maybe 2 weeks or something before you guys did one. And then I was telling Ant, and he's like, dude, well, that's like sick for the community. And then, it keeps going and it keeps growing. And I think that's like, it's great for us because now you're going to see roller grow more. Like, we don't have much youth. We don't have we have some adult teams, but like you see what happens when we play in Paiha and we get scraped and in the championship because we don't, there's not a lot of roller being played, but now there is, and now you guys are providing that, which I think is like really unique and really cool too. So is there anything, like, I know not about the rules, but anything changing, like, other than the 10K moving forward, like any new divisions, like you're going to add a youth division or anything like that?
Yeah, and youth division is something that we've talked about too. And there's another tournament in Colorado, Jam, that did a youth tournament. And it's at a very beginning stage, so we're gonna see how it plays out and see if we can get more kids playing roller. I think that starts with putting on a cool product and getting the community involved and coming to see the best players in the nation in Parker, Colorado, and get some kids playing this game again. And having it be a fun environment where their families are coming and seeing all these cool things and seeing the best players in the nation. I mean, it'll grow the game, and that's when we can get more kids playing, and it's a great facility here in Parker. So, yeah, I think that's the starting point for sure. And eventually, we'd love to grow it to have a full blown youth tournament for sure.
I think there's something we can add to that too, Max, with kind of fun news is we're planning on doing a street hockey tournament this end of September, early October. And I think that's kind of where a lot of this growth is what we're going to see is getting kids out there with a stick, a ball, introducing them to hockey at a young age. And then hopefully that translates into getting these kids on an actual, sport court, roller hockey organized league. But yeah, that's something that we're partnering with the Avs. They're going to be helping us out with that. We're going to have a 8U to 11U division, 12U to 15U division. It's just going to be a fun time for kids to show up. They get an Avalanche ticket with it, with entry fee. Like it's just supposed to be a fun day for kids and kind of introduce them to the world of roller hockey.
We're going to see Levi out there with his foam stick.
Exactly.
ripping it up on the street there. Yeah,
I know how to stop on my feet. I don't know how to stop on wheels.
Well, listen, when you stop moving your feet in ball hockey, though, you don't move at all. That's the problem.
That's
I learned that the hard way playing ball hockey. It's like, what? Why aren't I gliding anymore? This is stupid.
But in the 10U division, I'll be all right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'll join you. I'm about that size. So I'll join you. We'll rip it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, yeah, and I think when we did our tournament as well, the Avs did the street hockey thing. The one cool thing that we saw was that all those kids came inside and started watching some roller, right? So pretty cool. And I think something, just kind of, we're talking about just listening to a lot of people and trying to take as much advice in, but also, you got to filter out some of it too. You're going to get tons of advice and people are going to have their own 2 cents, but utilize your drop-in sessions too, right? Like meeting people, networking with people, at our age, people are having kids, they have kids that want to get involved in hockey, right? Like things like that. So just networking as much as possible. And maybe you find a group that's like, hey, there's 10 dads on the team. They all have kids that play ice. Like, let's get them on the rink.
I just had half my JV team ask me how to register for the tournament.
Exactly. Case in point.
Yeah.
So it's something that, even at my rink here, and you can attest to this, right? Like hockey's huge on the East Coast, right? And sometimes it's hard for us to compete with the ice hockey because parents are spending now $3,500 to play AA hockey, right? Where for me it was like $1,500 for a season. Now it's like $3,500.
Colorado's
oh, I don't even want to know.
And I was gonna say, I think Colorado's triple that, dude.
Yeah, if you want to play in a AAA team here, you better have 15 grand ready to set aside and another 15 for tournaments and traveling. I'm dreading this, just having my first kid last week. I'm dreading if this kid's gonna even get into hockey. I'm like, I don't know, maybe we'll find something else. But but the kind of wrapping things up here, because you guys definitely passionate about what you're doing, and it's cool to see like such passion from all four of you here. So a couple things, just so, because we've talked a lot about the tournament, what to expect from it. One, where should people be going to get involved with it, to find out more information? And this isn't just for the players, I'm talking more like the participants, volunteers, sponsors. Everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, our Instagram is a good start for sure. So Colorado.cup on Instagram, and then ColoradoCupHockey.com is our website. We're gonna have registration opening September 1st, I think, for our roller hockey tournament. And then we're announcing our registration opening for our ball hockey tournament too in Colorado. And like Connor said, that'll come with a not just a spot to play, but also a ticket to an Avs game as well. So that's a cool little nugget for sure. But yeah, definitely our website is where to help get involved. And then we're looking for sponsors to partner with too. So if anybody listening out there is interested in getting involved, I think we actually just hit our 5,000 follower mark on Instagram.
I saw that. I just gave you one more too. So
thanks, man.
Damn, dude, you didn't even follow before the interview.
The rink account, my personal account.
Okay, yeah. We'll have to check that. Let us know.
I had a request, and I saw a follow back. I said, I'm gonna follow these guys back. So they followed the good old NERC account. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we did. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, they're looking at it. I saw the eyes light up when I.
You're gonna see some Philly rollers on there, just some guys just yelling and throwing sticks everywhere. My God.
Mongoloids at my rink. It's crazy. Like it's not. I got.
No, they wear hat. The refs over there wear hats.
No,
they do. They do.
Like Philly.
Yeah, it's very Philly. My rink is very Philly. I mean, we're like right in Northeast where I grew up, but we do wear. They have to wear helmets. But anyway, that's besides the point. We're not going to rip hockey right now. But and then just let's kind of wrapping it up here again, like. Next year is going to be a big year for you guys. Obviously, you just hosted the tournament. What was it? A couple, like 3 weeks ago, for your first one. So obviously this is going to be the second coming. You got the street hockey tournament that you had mentioned coming up in September, correct? So, so you guys got a lot of things on your plate here. Anything else you'd like to share, like about the future of it, vision, just kind of wrap things up here?
Yeah, no, I think, and one little nugget is like, we're at 10K right now. But with the right sponsorship and what we're doing, we're in some talks with some good sponsors. Like any of that money that we get, it's going to the pot. So we're planning on growing this thing. Not sure where it's going to end up, but yeah, we're not just satisfied with that. We want to get the best guys out here, and it's going to be a blast. So yeah, follow us on Instagram, check out our website, and yeah, looking forward to it. It'll be a blast, boys. So thanks for having us on.
No, I appreciate
One quick thing. I mean, like, these guys are right here. Like, these three give you guys all, like, to all the people coming, like, they'll give you the best experience, like, that you've had. My kind of goal on the media side is, like, I'm gonna be able to capture it all for you, and like you're gonna be able to look back at it, and like that's my biggest regret in like my whole playing career is I have one video of me ever playing hockey ever, right? Like, I wish I could go get mic'd up. I wish I could go out with like a little spotlight on me and like go after the game for a post-game interview with a background behind me. Like, that stuff's like gonna be accessible, and like we're gonna try and make you feel as like as pro as possible. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I agree.
And then
yeah, I was gonna say earlier, you got a lot of pressure on you, brother. You're the one making this thing accessible for everybody. So I know you can handle it because I've seen the videos, man, and they're awesome. Like, even just, because Rob and I, half the time we're at these tournaments, we're doing stuff from our phones, just doing what we can because we're both playing half the time anyway. So
exactly.
It was cool to see, like, how you covered it in just kind of your first tournament, right? So obviously you're going to learn throughout the year, and things are going to grow. So yeah, we appreciate you guys hopping on here, sharing all this information with us. It's been great. It looks like there's a bright future for you guys as well. So yeah, best of luck with everything. And to everyone else listening, make sure you guys go on their website, get registered, DM them on their account. Make sure that you're, asking questions, because you guys, there's 4 of you here, and it sounds like you guys are ready to answer anything that comes your way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
we're on the Instagram, so one of the 4 of us is going to see it. It's not like it's someone else running it. Like, we're all present, we're all checking it, we're all getting involved. So DM us, one of us 4 is going to be directly seeing it and giving you a response.
Sweet.
awesome, boys. We appreciate you guys coming on, and we'll catch you guys at the next tournament.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you,
thanks for
guys.
your time, guys.
Thanks, boys.